God, it is great to hear that sound again. And it's great to hear your sounds again. Benny dropping things immediately after we hit record.
Yep.
It's just like
we're so
like
back.
old time sick. You're gonna like start eating like caramel corn in like 10 seconds. Just be like quick, oh, can you guys hear this?
I had some Reese's peanut butter cups right before. I'm good. I'm good on my candy fix.
Ooh. Is there a giant plastic bag that you can crinkle for an entire segment next year?
What's
I
your
like the big
preference?
cups.
Ooh.
Well, big cups taste better, but they go way quicker.
The smaller cups are denser.
Yeah, but the smaller cups, I'll eat like at least 10 in a sitting. The big cups, you can only have 2.
Or 4 if you have a king size.
King size. Oh, true.
Yeah. And is it called
Or
family
40
size?
if you rob some kids on Halloween.
Yeah.
And then you can...
Yes. But now you get the
I don't
little
know.
cups. You get the little cups on Halloween a lot now.
Yeah. Just single
like
little
the
cups.
mini cups.
Yeah, you know,
Those
like
are
the,
also a thing, right? But even like smaller, there's smaller ones than that.
Oh yeah,
though,
those
that
are
use
even
as, like,
smaller
cake
ones.
toppings.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those are and like they put it in ice cream, like Beaver Tracks.
Oh,
Does
yeah.
Beaver Tracks have it? Yeah.
Those are good.
I don't like ice cream with Reese's peanut butter cups in it. It's too different of textures. And they're always
I mean,
really
there's a
hard.
great-
It's like a chocolate chip.
Yeah, but a really big chocolate chip.
But a real one, yeah.
not a real one.
We were
Like Cold
just we were
Stone.
just
Yeah.
on vacation. There was a great ice cream shop, and I got like double chocolate peanut butter cup, and it was one of those places where like a single scoop is like 9 scoops, and
Nice.
I could only eat half of it, and afterwards I was like, I can't have another drop of dairy in my body anymore. It's like the oldest I've felt in a long time. Like that hasn't happened with like alcohol where it's just like, oh man, I had 20 beers and now I'm hungover for a month and a half. But it's like, oh, I had ice cream and now I'm sick for a week.
But isn't
Yeah.
that kind of satisfying your whole life? You're like, I could just eat endless ice cream. Where is my limit? And you
Yeah.
just
You
you never get a chance to find it.
I search for it
Right.
every day. That is my guilty pleasure is ice cream.
I
One
found
of
it.
many.
I found it this week at the Chocolate Ox on Gull Lake,
Congratulations.
Minnesota. So
And Benny,
shout out Chocolate
I
Ox.
wish you well in your pursuits of
Thanks.
avoiding your limits.
Tillamook
I dare
is getting quite a bit of money these days. I
dare
buying
you to
a
eat
lot
the rest of
Tillamook
that
ice cream.
bag once we finish recording.
The rest of what bag?
Did you already finish the bag of the peanut butter cup?
Oh yeah, they're
The
actually Reese's
aforementioned bag.
Pieces.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
they're like little
Reese's Pieces. Yeah.
Oh, pieces.
Still good.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
they were
okay.
good.
They're okay.
They suffice when the real thing's not available.
Yeah.
They do suffice.
Yeah. Not a fan of those or any sort of M&M-y type thing in ice cream. That
Dude,
I agree with because then they just stay like rock hard. They actually get worse. Like they're like literally straight rocks in your ice cream. when they get cold.
I find I play with my food when it comes to M-type things. I like to crunch off the shell and then suck on whatever's inside. Let it dissolve in my mouth.
Ooh.
They last a
Yes,
long
this is
time.
Nice.
This is a sensual podcast now.
Yeah.
We've pivoted in the last
Not safe for
6
work.
weeks.
And
No.
when I eat M's or Skittles, I always look at the M&Ms or Skittles in my hand. Skittles is a little bit more important because each one has its own individual flavoring, where
That's true.
I don't think it doesn't change. But I refuse to ever eat a green candy and a yellow candy together because of the representation
Yeah.
of teams I hate that I will not name. Because
That's
we're
fair.
not going to mention them, they who must not be named, this early in the first episode of season 5 of the Belligerent Beavs podcast.
Oh!
Wow.
Whoa!
Where
Are we
wow.
already on season 5?
This is season 5.
Oh my
2020.
gosh.
We're
It's
about to
the
start
la-
kindergarten.
The last number of the year is the season it is because of, or the last number of the year during the football season that it is, because we started in May of 2021.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well,
And-
actually, it's year 5, but it's season 5 already. Not to be the actually,
sure. I know. It's been 2025 for a while, but I think at one point on this show we discussed football season signaling the start of a new season of the show. And if we want to find that segment, we just have roughly 189 hours worth of
more than that.
maybe
yeah,
more
way
than that.
more
We
than
have-
that.
What's
When have
184 times? There's
An
been
hour and a
like
half.
2 or 3.
That were
So there's
2
like
plus
400.
hours.
No, there's like 3. Oh, the math isn't mathing. A
It's
lot of
300.
hours.
300 hours
300.
probably.
So this is technically the 185th episode of the show, and
Or
the first
hour
episode
317 if you're
of
counting.
football
Oh, yeah.
of football
I
season
am.
2000.
Mm.
And we're thrilled as shit to be here. It's been a while. We needed the break. I know we got some messages being like, you guys didn't get rid of the pod, did you? And it's like, no, actually we have tried to get rid of the pod before. We've tried killing this thing, and it fought back.
Yeah, it was scary.
It's like the ring of power, and there is no Mount Doom in sight. This thing's just fucking here,
yeah.
and it calls the shots, and we're powerless.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're back. We're back, and yeah, we are very excited, and we promise we'll make up for it. But I do think we all needed the time away. But having said that, very excited to see your 2 beautiful faces
It's been
on
too
my
long.
computer screen on this Thursday night. It has been too long.
It's been way too long, and I agree.
Just
though it was a good break, but it wasn't really like a
It's a
hey,
good
we're
break.
taking a big break. It was like a
No.
hey, we're busy next week. I'm actually busy this next week. Hey, let's record the next week. Well, there's nothing really happening. Maybe we'll do next week.
What-
Well, now I can't do next
what
week. I'm actually out of town.
What if we just took July, and here it is, August 1st, Thursday night, we're reconvening.
But we
But
brought
we
it back
will-
just in time for the
Back
greatest
here.
episode of all podcasts. The
Prediction.
predictions
Any podcast.
episode.
That's right.
Of all podcasts, we're predicting
Of-
everything, not just Beaver football games.
Nope, everything.
We're everything.
We've expanded. We've expanded our surface area now to everything.
Buckle up. It's going to be a long episode.
Every prediction. Andre 3000 said you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Well, we're fucking going to tonight.
Yeah. Just wait till segment
We're
3
gonna do
in
it.
hour
We're
7.
gonna do it. We will tell you when to plan your pretty picnics, motherfucker.
Mhm.
But first, we need to talk about candy for 2 more hours because it's that kind of podcast.
Yeah.
We will get
I love
there.
candy.
But let us talk about
We will get there.
something not on topic for about an hour.
Right. Maybe not quite an hour. But
we
anyway,
could.
how Benny, you were just in Vegas, buddy.
Yeah.
And the rules of Vegas is we need to talk about it on this damn podcast anytime
Hell
anyone
yeah.
goes to Vegas.
That's right.
Did you win anything? Question 1.
Well,
I already know the answer, but I want you to tell it.
I did win, not overall. I lost a lot at blackjack. But the frustrating thing is, like, I know how to play blackjack, right? So you hit on certain hands depending on what the dealer has. You can split, you can double down. And I was doing all of that right. And man,
Those
I
are the
just-
rules of blackjack.
just stunk it up. Lost a lot of money. But my sports bets did hit. And by sports bets, I mean won on a Mariners game, which was
there
very
you go.
exciting. But it was hot. Vegas in
What's
August is, I would not recommend.
What's also exciting for you as a Mariner fan is it appears you are the only person here who's going to get to watch their professional baseball team in the MLB playoffs, which is not something that has applied to Mariners fans very often throughout history.
No.
So
One time
I think we can
since
be happy
2020
for you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. They're on a pretty bad streak right now, but hopefully they turn it around.
Okay, well, join us on this side of the thin red line. If
I've
you
been
need
on
to.
that side of the thin red
You'll-
line for a long
yeah,
time.
it's pretty. It'll be pretty familiar. It'll be like old hat. So
Show us your ways.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's easy. You
Nice.
just don't watch
Well, that's
baseball in
fun.
October. Yeah.
where did you guys stay?
We stayed at Park MGM, which was okay. First thing I did in Vegas was get a vape. I don't vape in my everyday life, but when I go to Vegas, I always vape. And
Yeah,
we went
it's a
down
tradition.
Even in your sleep.
in my sleep.
Yeah.
First thing we did was go to a blackjack table at Park MGM, and I was just puffing on the vape, and I was told I couldn't do that because it was a non-smoking casino. So that was the last time we gambled there. Yeah, it was cool. It was the first time I stayed there. Nice rooms.
Did you look at them and you were like, fair? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll take my money back, please. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun though. Like, I don't know. That was my third time down to Vegas in a year. So you'd think it would get old, but I get excited. I get excited every time I go down. Yeah, but I don't I don't binge drink like we did. Were you down there on the fraternity trip when we went to go watch Oregon State play UNLV? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have those type of Vegas trips anymore. Well, I just eat really good food.
None of us have those types of Vegas trips anymore. Yeah. Hey, remember when we went to Vegas when we were 21 and the Beavers had a regular season football game? Yeah. It's not the same.
Oh, man.
I think we didn't even drink that hard on my bachelor party trip.
No.
Like, there was a night or two where we were like, hey, it's 10 and I'm fucking done.
Dude, I will say our trip
don't anchor this on what time of night it was if you started at like 9 a.m.
True.
That's true.
That's a fair statement. I think I really think it's incredible that we went down to Vegas. I would say like the average amount of money we had, there were 20 guys that went down to Vegas. The average amount of money each person had was probably like $500 going down to Vegas for food, for gambling, for everything, which is kind of incredible.
Wait, you're talking about in 2009, right?
Yeah, when we went down when we were 21.
They're talking about just now. I'm like,
no.
Like Benny, JP hit record 13 minutes ago. Like, if we're gonna get into financial problems,
that is a feat.
$500 my name.
I was like, wait,
I lost $300 playing blackjack.
It was roughly the same number.
On dinner.
I need money, guys.
I was performing on the street for the rest of the trip.
If I do penny slots for 4 days, we're like, hey, can I bring you a drink? Yeah, can I also get a Caesar salad, please?
Caesar salad.
They don't entertain the penny slots players anymore.
No,
the servers don't.
I think that kind of fell off. I think you maybe need to go to more old Vegas casinos for that.
Well, we did do old Vegas casinos. We did off-strip casinos, which are a different beast.
Even like off Fremont, or were you
off
just
Fremont?
Like...
It was like this random casino. It was called Station
Casino
Palace Station.
Casinos for locals.
Yeah, it was. It was a casino for locals.
Yeah.
Great. Like, you definitely had more of an advantage there than on the Strip or Fremont. The table rules were very nice, but yeah, it's locals, totally different vibe, but fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll go when we go for the conference tournament in March.
My 40th is coming up too. My 40th
and your 40th is coming up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Your 40th is your 40th is in a month.
No, my 40th is in a year and a month.
Yeah,
your 40th is in 13 months.
Yeah, I mean relatively.
Yeah.
Like compared to how long we've been doing this podcast.
Sorry, I just thought of when your birthday was. So it'll technically be season 40 of the Belligerent Beavs podcast because we were born when our first podcast member was born.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, it's true.
And that's what the podcast said, and we just have to go along with it. It's not our choice.
Exactly.
We cannot argue with the podcast.
All right. Well, maybe Vegas sometime earlier if Oregon State's in the Vegas Bowl, because that worked out well the first time.
That was great.
And Benny and I were down there to beat the shit out of Florida.
Is the Pac-12, or have they not announced where the Pac-12 conference tournament's going to be? I don't think they've announced that yet.
I don't think so. Unless
Vegas would make the most amount of sense.
This year it's West Coast Conference,
which is in Vegas.
Vegas. It's at Orleans again, and we'll be there.
And the West Coast Conference has the wildest format for their conference tournament, which could be fun.
Yeah,
we'll be there.
Look at Lola.
At least one of us.
Lola got on the pod.
Hey,
what's up,
Lola? She doesn't like hanging out with me.
No.
Yeah,
I wish my dogs were like that.
Yeah, I wish I had your dogs then. Well. I believe that the Pac-12 is actually like open to other locations, and they actually made it known to Vegas that like we would love to be here for our conference championships and tournaments, but we're weighing our options, which will be interesting.
We are.
Dude,
I don't-
Vegas is just
Right.
such a good spot for a conference tournament.
I
Especially
agree.
since the Pac-12 stance right now is like being rooted like in the West.
Yeah.
But you're
which-
also, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to. It's kind of hard to like stand out and say, oh, this is like, plant your flag in Vegas when like every other conference now is coming to Vegas to do their tournaments and championships.
Yeah. Should have done it earlier.
Yeah.
That brings up a good point. Should we kind of just do this run through of things that have happened since the last time we recorded, which was about 6 weeks ago?
Yes.
We could do kind of a just like
Recap.
I need like a just like that kind of shit.
No,
that kind
we're
of
gonna get
shit in the
sued for that,
background.
Terry.
By the
Oh,
carnival.
whatever. Am I gonna get on behalf of carnivals everywhere? But that brings up an interesting question because, well, what has happened since the last time we all hung out? Well, in no particular order, on the topic of the Pac-12 partnered with CBS as its primary broadcast partner for the foreseeable future, starting next season when the new Pac-12 officially launches. Apparently, recent reporting, the CW is poised to be part of it too, as sort of a secondary partner. So there will be a lot of access to Pac-12 games everywhere, basically no matter what kind of package you have in your home, locally, regionally, whatever, you will have access to CBS and the CW, and it will be basically for free. And other members of the Pac-12, last time we talked, Texas State was like kind of officially official, but maybe not really officially official. Now it is officially official. Texas State in San Marvelous, Texas. San Marcos being the real name of the town, of course. Benny has already done a full research deep dive on all of the food San Marcos has to offer.
It's great.
And recently, this was in the last day or two, it became official again. Another conference edition, baseball only, welcoming Dallas Baptist, the mighty Patriots of Dallas Baptist University, which is in Dallas. No surprise
Texas.
there. They've made also of the Dallas, Texas, Dallas, not
Variety.
Dallas, Oregon.
Okay.
Or the Dallas. The Dallas.
Or the Dallas.
Dallas.
They're gonna have a satellite Baptist campus in the Dalles. Maybe that's maybe part of the deal. They've made it to the NCAA tournament in baseball 11 consecutive seasons, and shout out Ben Zobrist, a DBU alum and two-time MLB All-Star. Speaking of MLB All-Stars, Beaver alums, aka ML Beavs, Matt Boyd, Stephen Kwan, Drew Rasmussen, all 2025 MLB All-Stars during our hiatus. All-Star Weekend seems like a billion years ago. But all three of them were there, and that's pretty tight. And speaking of the number 3, it has been 3 years in the making since this was first filed, but the Belligerent Beavs, aka the Babies, your 3 favorite homies, have officially registered the trademark for ChopEm, which, of course, you still cannot spell without hope, and don't try to either because we have a fucking trademark for it.
Yeah.
And you might get in trouble if you do try to spell that thing without hope. As long as you are using it in good faith and in good support of Beaver Athletics, you will be in good faith with our trademark. But
we will sue you if you spell it without hope.
We will sue you if you spell it without hope. Don't even try. Speaking Oregon State Athletics, Mount Rushmore, Jade Carey, heard of her, Legend Carey, returns to Corvallis to help lead the gymnastics program she's been such an amazing competitor for as an assistant coach. More in women's athletics. Women's hoops will revive the Civil War series this coming season after not competing last year, because there's one thing Oregon head coach Kelly Graves loves more than anything. It's losing to Scott Ruick. Holla at your boy. Shout out, Scott. Beat the shit out of those assholes again this year. A basketball manifesto is apparently a thing that happened. 212 pages, 36 years of file size somewhat. That included a virus, a literal or figurative virus. I don't know. We'll go to JP for more on that in a little bit. Best wishes, Godspeed, and good vibes to Micaiah Tunn, who announced his medical retirement from football.
That's tough.
And remember that time we roasted Benny for trying to literally burn the earwax out of his ears with actual fire? How could we forget? Apparently it wasn't that crazy. We might need to hear from Benny or JP on more on that front. And that isn't everything, but a bunch of things that have happened since episode 184. Holler at your boy. We are back, and we can discuss all those things and more before we get to the prediction.
Yeah, that was a lot.
We can
That was
call
a lot
that
that
a
happened.
belligerent manifest. But
Yeah.
the Bebes are back, and I
I'm
think
exhausted.
that
thinking of
paints
all
a
those
pretty
things.
good picture of everything from July 1st-ish.
Was
Whenever
that
the
when?
last time.
That's
Maybe.
a
It was
lot.
something
That's
like
a lot for it being the off season for all sports. That's
Right.
yeah.
basically.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of the news is really picking up lately. There's some stuff that's trailed, from midsummer, but like, yeah, this is the time of the year where you start hearing headlines left and right. And the earwax thing, let's start with that because
Let's start with the
Yeah.
I think that is the most important topic that we have not yet covered, other than the initial conversation of what was it, 2010 maybe?
That sounds right.
Where I don't know where you found this, read it or saw it, because this was pre-TikTok, YouTube Shorts.
Was
yeah.
was Reddit 2010?
I mean, Reddit was online, but it wasn't that big.
You know who it came from?
Stumble
who the
upon.
idea? Nope. Pat the Bat. Pat the Bat.
Pat
did
the
that
Bat Ryan.
this trick. Yeah. Pat the Bat Ryan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Wow.
Well, we can blame Seam-Headed. But yes, just to recap, if you missed this story, you should go back and listen to this episode, whatever episode it was. I don't remember, but
When
we
he
are a
was
narrative
telling
podcast.
you could burn your earwax out of your ears, where you're like, this dude's gonna found his own baseball apparel company in the near future.
Or were you like, yeah, who is this genius doctor of a man?
Yeah.
What an
My ears were
entrepreneur!
really plugged.
Innovation.
So
I was
Benny's
desperate.
ears were really plugged. He was listening to another non-doctor or any sort of medical professional. Couldn't understand what he was saying. It sounded good enough because his ears were plugged. Anyways, Benny walks in to our living room with a newspaper rolled up in like a very vertical cone and a lighter, like a fireplace lighter. Said, dude, I think this is gonna help like unplug my ear. I'm gonna put this end in it, and I'm sitting here being like, what is this all getting at? And he hands me the lighter and he goes, I need you to light it on fire. And I was like, what? So of course I was in. We go out to the back porch. She sits in the chair. I'm like, tilt your head. Okay, put it in your ear. I'm like, okay, I think we look good. I don't want to like have fire burning everywhere near the house, but let's give this a go.
Or your head.
The house. And then we light the end and it's burning. It's burning like you would imagine, like if you twisted up some paper to throw get like a fire going in your fireplace. And it burnt closer, big flame, closer and closer and closer to your head before you bailed out and decided this isn't working. I don't know why it didn't work. It's supposed to work. And then I was like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. You almost caught your head on fire. I was there starting the fire. This is all around bad. And then we saw a video at like a dude like a barber shop of all places getting a earwax cone or whatever it was called.
Yep.
And for better or worse, they provided evidence of its effectiveness on video.
I have spent 15 years getting absolutely roasted by anyone that has heard this story, and I feel so redeemed by that video. Pat the Bat should feel so redeemed as well.
Are you willing to try it next time you get earwax buildup?
No, man. I don't get earwax buildup now. I have a tool that has a camera on the end. My ears are the cleanest. My doctors tell me my ears are the cleanest that they've ever seen.
Okay, so
I would recommend it.
I have a challenge.
Good.
You have to not.
How good do you feel when you leave the ear doctor and you're like, I have the cleanest ears?
I feel good. I feel good.
I accomplished something today.
They print you out an award certificate when you leave.
It's right back there.
And you get a sticker. Yeah, right there on the shelf. Sticker still on your shirt. I challenge you to not clean your ears until the Beavs lose a football game. And when they do, you have to cone your ear on an episode. No, that was easy.
Fire cone?
Yeah, fire cone. You not just like
I said, will you do this again? And you just said no. And then the premise Oregon State losing a football game was enough for you to say yes instantly.
Yeah,
JP's just so convincing.
Yeah. I made it the most confusing proposition ever. That he's like, if I say yes, is that the right thing? If I say no, is that the right thing? I think
I'll be so happy to have dirty ears by the end of the season. Then,
yeah.
Well, you won't have to do it if your predictions come true, because I think we're all expecting a full Weehage.
Well, I don't know. I might be. Yeah,
switch it up.
I think. Ooh. Yeah, last year I switched it up. I didn't do a full Weehage last year.
You did not predict the full Weehage, but did you still predict them undefeated?
You predicted it undefeated. Yes, you did.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I'm putting my Kirk Herbstreit hat on and trying to be an analyst this time.
Whoa, that's so boring.
I'm putting my Kirk Herbstreit hat on. I'm going to try to be an asshole this time.
And light my ear on fire. The Kirk Herbstreit hat is actually just a fire cone in your ear.
That's right.
Very unique. Yeah.
Yep. And a golden retriever.
It's called the Herbie. That's what they said at the barbershop, at least. I don't know.
Yeah.
When I was listening to that video.
Herbstreit was on an NFL broadcast today. I was watching the Giants and the Patriots, I think, and he was broadcasting the game, which I didn't know that he did. I thought he was just college.
Oh no, he does. He started doing NFL last year, I think, or the year before. Yeah, he's everywhere, and I don't love it.
I like Herbstreit. I know most don't.
Yeah,
he has not aged in 20 years of watching game day.
That is true.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know.
I'm jealous because I have.
You guys want to know something that hasn't aged? Boom! This is a good segue.
What?
Do you guys want to know?
Yeah.
Yes.
The S5 plan. 30.
Oh yeah, let's hear about
years in the making.
Okay, give context behind this to our listeners.
Okay, I will start about as far back as I could go, where we received an email from very successful Oregon State alum and Oregon State fan, Steve Saxton. And Steve, thanks for reaching out and sending along your S5 proposal and research. Was very enlightening. When we received it, I downloaded the PDF. It was a very short email of, hey, I don't know if you guys have seen this, wanted to pass it along. Okay. And then go Beavs, right? So I'm like, okay, Beaver fan, let's take a look. Open up the PDF, pages of evidence, of research, of plans, of you name it. I mean, it is an end-to-end manifesto, as I called it. Not in a bad way per se, but what I think is worth covering on here, he's gotten some coverage. Kerry Eggers talked with him a bit. The guy is a very successful entrepreneur, has a very successful winery business that he started here in Oregon. And he is a disgruntled Oregon State men's basketball fan, like so many
season ticket holder, right?
And an ex-season ticket holder that just has seen what we all see with the program's inability to sustain any sort of success, let alone parlay any of its history into modern success. He proposes a S5 plan to reinvent Oregon State men's basketball. And I read the document, I read all 211 pages. It does serve in a way as a master plan, of course. Some of it is actually legit smart. Some of it's a little bit out there, and a little bit of it is also just kind of flat out impossible, as I did some research to figure out, is this kind of thing even feasible? It does get a little bit, maybe not bizarre, but it does kind of drift very much in line with our own podcast throughout it. But if you
only 32 minutes in, we're on pace, baby.
Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well. But if you take the whole picture, it is kind of fascinating. I mean, the way that I walked away from it after reading it was, his idea is to take like Nelly ball and put it on steroids. And as you know, as a Golden State fan that loved the run and gun Nelly ball era, I was intrigued. If you think it's crazy or you think it's smart, I think that's up to everyone's interpretation. But I do think that some point Oregon State may need to zag while everyone is zigging, and it's not full of bad ideas. I'll go through some of them if you think we have time, but yeah, I also open to kind of answering or focusing on whatever you guys think.
We probably don't have time.
Give us the gist.
Go through your number one main takeaway, like maybe like the style of play that Nelly ball on steroids would look like, because I feel like a lot of people listening may not have a working definition of what Nelly ball was.
So it's high energy, fast pace, get up lots of shots. Don't worry so much about defense in a way of like, you know, your goal is to maximize the amount of shots that you can get off in a game. And if the other team scores in 2 seconds, it's better than them scoring in 24 seconds. So if you're going to let them score, or you think they're going to score, just let them score. But the way that Steve Saxton's proposal, here's some of the good ideas then. And some of it is incorporating that whole idea of a fast-paced style. So the first one that I think we all agree with, we've talked about it, and I think that the coaching staff has also sort of pseudo-adopted, is to stop trying to find like the Ford 5-star players in this modern era where we're going to get outbid, we're going to get out-recruited, we're going to end up losing them even if we develop them if they were not highly sought after, even if their skill level through the recruitment process, high school or transfer or JC, you know, should have provided them a lot of interest and didn't. Essentially, he wants to recruit IQ guys, effort guys, people who fit the system, which is also maybe something that I think has been long said about Tinkle, is like, what is his system? And maybe why it's hard to develop players, because it's hard for him to instill that system. Anyways, building a concrete system, recruiting guys that fit it, that are smart, that are effort, that aren't full of ego. I get it. I mean, it's literally like Loyola Chicago, it's Gonzaga. I mean, like a lot of schools have built their programs this way, some more sustainably than others.
Yeah.
He calls that like it's a blue ocean for recruiting, like literally just look everywhere where no one else is. And I think that's a smart take. Like, I think that that's something that Oregon State does need to figure out how to do better. And I think it is, but I think we need to really lean into that. The rest of it is what's interesting. Extreme conditioning is what he calls the edge for the program. It's not talent. It's not coaching. It's conditioning. I agree a bit. Noel Richardson, you know, called the Arkansas teams the 40 minutes of hell. So it's the same idea. Just like if you can outrun your opponents, survive longer than they can in a full bore end-to-end game, you're going to win. Especially if you can if the game can stay close. So that's obviously like a big caveat. But if you can out condition your opponents, you have a good chance of being able to stay energized, healthy, and execute well towards the end of the game. Obviously, he talks about using this fast pace as an entertainment play to lure fans back into Gill. That college basketball is now slow, ISO, boring. I agree with that quite a bit, honestly, that it can be that way now. But he says, you know, a fast-paced run-and-gun style would be the most exciting show. His quote is that he wants it would make OSU the most exciting show in college basketball.
Bring UNLV of 1990 back.
Yeah. And again, people go watch basketball for entertainment. Obviously, there's loyalty involved, but they watch sports. They watch college basketball to be entertained. If you go to a game and you watch your team win 40-34, and are you really feeling that great about being at that game and paying for those tickets? Probably not, even though a win is a win. But like,
we would tell ourselves that.
Yeah, subconsciously you want to be entertained.
Right.
Even if you're not winning, if it's entertaining, people do watch. Look at those We Believe era Warriors.
Steve Saxton, if you are listening to this, please continue the dialogue and follow up. I'm curious if Steve has heard of Grinnell College, which is in Iowa.
Oh yeah,
which is D3, but they have done something similar, and they do like the hockey substitutions. That's because
I'm sure there's some of that
because they're running constantly, and it's just like, of course, people watch that and it's like, oh well, it would never work at the top level, and I understand the skepticism of that, but there's probably a coach and a group of kids out there who could either make a hybrid model of that idea work at the top level. I'm just, I'm curious.
So he does talk about running a 15-man equal playing time rotation. And his ideal box score, he says, is that if all 15 players score 10 points each and play for 13 minutes, that is like the ideal outcome
150 points
him for a game. And that is 150 points. That is, so he this is where it gets a little bit off track. So he says the ideal game is a 150-0 victory, shutout victory. That is the ultimate goal for his team.
Just to hire this guy right now.
Yeah.
It's not going to get worse.
Where it gets a little bit off kilter is he does talk about, he compares that to a hole-in-one and then goes off and talks about how he got a hole-in-one in a par 3 in Albany in 2009.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He does, he can get off topic in a way that we also do. Yeah. Yeah.
It's 211 pages.
Personal plug, man. I love it.
Honestly, though, like scoring 150 points in a game in college basketball is like nearly impossible with the shot clock being 30 seconds. And I mean, you'd have to literally make every basket and stop every stop like within 10 seconds for that to actually work.
That's ideal. 150 to 0.
I mean, LMU's teams in the late 80s, they never averaged more than 122 a game. Averaged, but that means that they definitely weren't hitting that 150 mark. So,
right.
Getting 10 points per for a 15-man rotation. The idea of the hockey rotation also has a little bit of skepticism, I think, because you do need guys who understand their roles. Like, if you're just rotating guys in and they're all playing the same role, evenly across the whole game, who's the guy who gets the last shot? Who's the guy that's supposed to try to be, breaking down court on, a fast break on the last second or last possession steal, right? They have roles for a reason, and you do have to identify that.
Recruit the 4th best player on the 4th best team in 15 different states. Then you have 15 4th best players all on pretty good teams. I don't have anything other than that.
I think
trying to meet Steve in the middle. There's things I want to unpack here. We do need to start predicting football games in a second.
I know.
But I do love this. And it's a great talker. If it's nothing else, it's a fun talker.
And
it's a great talker.
And JP, I know you have one other thing. I think we should bring this up in basketball season too, because I think talking about this for 7 minutes isn't going to do it justice. But
I agree.
There are some things I like in here.
Yeah.
We've got 100 episodes of season 5 left, so we're
yes.
Maybe not 100, but like
52.
Okay, last bit though. Obviously, I said they're like the kind of ridiculous like personal anecdotes. The par one or the hole-in-one on the par 3 in Albany. He talks about like breaking habits and doing things different. That him and his wife switch sides of the bed every 6 months, which I mean, didn't really need any sort of evidence.
Where is Steve's book? Because this is fascinating, like lifestyle shit.
Yeah,
this is a bestseller, Steve.
Yeah, and he also just talks about like attending the 2002 De La Hoya Vargas match and
Oscar.
Okay, I am saying this dude had a checklist of like, all right, I have to reference every sport at some point, and that's how like we got a hole-in-one on a par 3 and the De La Hoya Vargas fight.
Because he also talks about the whole idea of timeouts not really being like a thing. He doesn't want to call timeouts. If he's the coach, he will not call timeouts, and instead he will like get players like towels and water and whatnot, like a NASCAR pit stop.
I like this. I have to say, I am a fan of this style. Can I just say 2 things? One, you run the team off the court and you force them to have to play their reserves because their starters are going to get too tired. And number 2, if you have 3 different shifts like hockey, then the 5 players on each shift are going to get really, really comfortable playing with each other because you don't have to play with anyone else other than those 5. But then someone might get hurt.
Yeah, hurt or foul trouble. I mean, you can't always predict that it's all going to go exactly to plan.
I'm really
the same 5.
You guys are admitting there's a few plot holes here so that I don't have to be the only one.
Yeah.
No, you don't foul because you don't care if they score.
It's fun because it's like, all right, stop playing basketball and play every other sport combined while playing basketball.
Yeah.
I love it. I never stop that creative thinking, Steve.
Hold on, we're not done. Or not. No, there's
we
one.
need to be done. So
I
wrap
know.
it up here.
Anyways, yeah, I will. I
Wrap
will.
I mean, we continue.
Okay,
We'll talk about this
Professor
again.
Terry.
We
Yes,
need to
yes.
be done today. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go. So here's the ideas, though, I think aren't actually that far behind or already starting to be implemented, but also could work. Anyways, he wants to like make OSU basketball like the Circus Soleil. Like he wants it to be the most entertaining show in basketball. Whether or not it's good, whether or not we're winning, that doesn't matter if there's fans. And I do tend to agree with that a little bit. I mean, I think you just need to get more people in the seats because that helps also with the energy of the players and, you know, the home court advantage. And also with all of that parlays into recruitment. Another one is he wants to make Oregon State a global basketball brand. Whoa, where have we talked about that before? Anyways, that is something I think we're doing a little bit with some of our European players that we have brought in over the last couple of years, but it can still use a lot more promotion. And then another one is he does frame it as just like Research Stadium, you need to tear it down, build it up, and don't just patch mediocrity. And that's
110%. Gill is historic. It doesn't mean that it can't be changed.
But also he's talking about the program. Not just Gill.
It's literal and figurative.
Yeah.
I would love to see a new state-of-the-art basketball stadium called Jensen Huang Stadium.
Jensen Huang Banana Ball Globe Trotting Explosion Fun Center.
Running Rebel Beavers.
Yeah.
I have one question. That is because I know the Oregon State basketball team has done European tours before. That used to be a rule that you could do that once every 4 years. And I believe we exercised it every chance we got. I don't know if that is something that has been changed in recent years where you could take your team sort of on tour in the offseason in Europe to play professional teams in Europe for seasoning. But that was something that we did. But that's also, as this whole landscape is changing, if you were able to turn the team into a little bit more of an attraction, could you do more than every 4-year European trips?
That'd be cool.
Like that. That's something to keep in mind.
But guys, it is August and we're talking basketball. Should we segue into football?
Dun, 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 dun.
We should. But thanks, Steve, for saying that along. We'll talk more about it once the season starts getting around the corner.
Agreed.
We'll revisit this a lot. I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait. I kind
of want to write my own manifesto.
If anyone wants to write it 211 pages or 212 pages or any number of pages and send it to us, we will all take a look. Please make sure the file is free of viruses. I'm not sure if that was just JP fucking with me or if it actually had one, but still,
no, it didn't have one.
Good thing.
I still want you to read it until I can talk about
it.
Good on you. That's a very effective. It's very effective.
Boom!
It's that time of year again, Beaver fans. It's time for the predictions episode. One podcast, 3 guys, 1 season, 1 dream, 1 destiny for 1 team. The Oregon State Beavers 2025 football season. What dreams are made of, what hopes may come. Hope springs eternal. It all starts next week at beautiful Research Stadium
Church
in Corvallis, Oregon, the Paris of the Pacific Northwest, still the Harvard of the Pac-12 because the Pac-12 didn't die. We didn't let it. They couldn't sink it. They couldn't kill it. It's here. And we play those fucking assholes. We're ready to poke the bear. No longer of the Pac-12 variety, but from the ACC later conference. The Cal Golden Bears. Benjamin Lawrence Sebastian Wehage will be in the house. Super secret producer Iskander likely also in the house.
Possibly.
JP's dog hopefully still in JP's house. Alive and well, happy and healthy. Cal, the dream, the construction of the dream of the 2025 Beavers starts on Saturday, August 30th. Pac-12 After Dark at Research Stadium on ESPN. It's still happening. And for that alone, I'm excited about this game. Cal, this is how it goes down. As we all go through, we offer our predictions for win, loss, and score. We each get a few seconds to maybe half a minute of reasoning, and then we kind of tally it up at the end and see who's the most optimistic, who's the most pessimistic, and what we can expect. There's no reason to watch the season after this, because we're going to tell you everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we are basically 1,000% right. Cal, Benny, I'm kind of looking at your screen here.
Yeah.
Would you like to start? Would you like to kick us off? Because I feel like we all love this. I think you love this more than anyone. I think the listeners love your predictions more than ours. There's a very clear reason why, but
I'm going to disappoint people this year.
Okay, that's fine. You got to, hey, sometimes you got to zig when everyone else is zagging. Sometimes you got to zig when they zig. All right,
Sometimes
Cal Golden
S5.
Bears, August 30th, Research Stadium. Benny, you will be there. What kind of game will you be seeing?
Yeah, so first I have to say, I think this game is the most important game on Oregon State's schedule. I really do. Because
I was going to say the history of the world, but so I agree.
You have an incredibly difficult front-loaded schedule.
Absolutely.
And I think if you go, honestly, 3-2 in your first 5 games, I'm feeling good.
Yep.
And so I have this as a win. Oregon State's favored by 3 points in this game. And I do think it's going to be close. The over-under is 50. And I think I would take the over on this. I think that it's going to be 38-28, Oregon State. I really hope that I'm right, because Ryan Gunderson has the tool in order for his offense to be successful. And I think that we're going to see run heavy at the beginning of the game to get the tempo straight. I really hope that we see Darius Clemens show some of his
he
ability.
plays.
Yeah, he's hurt right now.
Damn it. But I think is going to show why he's such a touted back, especially at the beginning of the game. So yeah, 38-28 Oregon State.
All right, JP.
Well, if the over-under is 50, I'm taking the under. I have this game coming down to quarterback play. Cal just named that true freshman quarterback, their starting quarterback. It will be his first collegiate game on the road at Reser against an old conference foe. Not that he had any awareness of that other than as a fan or a college football fan.
It's Jaron Chiave is the quarterback. Yeah. Sangapulatele, who was Oregon State was in his top 3 or top 5.
Yes.
Recruiting.
And he beat out, who was the transfer? Cal had some transfers.
Devin Brown Jr.
Yeah.
And started at Ohio State.
Yeah.
He started his career at Ohio State. He was not starting at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Didn't mean to jump scare you.
No. I
You
think that it's
spooked
going to
me.
come down to whose nerves are more in check, because it's also Malik Murphy's first game against his new home crowd.
And an old conference foe.
Yes.
And an old conference foe.
Yes. Well done. Well done. I do know that Cal could have a pretty stout defense. They're pretty good against the run, which it would be interesting to see how we develop our game plan then. Like, do we have faith that Murphy's going to come out firing and we can just blow the lid off the game early? Or do we have to maybe ease him manually into the run, and then we're relying on, Hank and Sala like to set the mood? But I think that I do think that we win. I think it's 31-13.
Ooh.
I think that it's not as big of a victory as it seems. I think that Cal has a really I was looking up something. They have a terrible red zone defense. And so I do feel like there will be a lot late in the game where we can get within that 20-yard line. And normally they maybe stop people from scoring. They might hold us to a field goal on that early. But eventually we're going to just have a big play, whether it's a deep pass, big run, get within the 20, and then punch it through the end zone eventually, because their defense was lower than mid at stopping any sort of scoring once the team got into the red zone last season. So yeah, 31-13. Beavs.
I am with you guys in the win column, and I think the defense will be sort of the star of the day for us. Though I think Hank will have a big game too. I have big hopes and big expectations for Malik Murphy, Ryan Gunderson, and the Oregon State offense. I don't know that's necessarily going to show out in this game. I do think the defense is set up for success here. Cal, it's an entirely new offensive line. And like you mentioned, a first-year quarterback, talented kid, but I think we keep them in check for the most part while our offense struggles, but does enough to get the W. I have a 21-16 win here, hammering the under, but still a win on national television. Hammering Hank. I could see like 180 yards and 2 touchdowns for Anthony Hankerson in this game. And I will say, let me do another one. 2 sacks for Dexter Foster.
Oh my God, that would almost be half of what the whole team got last year.
I'm bullish on Dexter Foster. Betty, I'm glad you mentioned the schedule because it might get better from here. I'll say Cal, my guy Phil Steele has Cal finishing 15th of 17 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Everything about that sentence is dumb. So these first couple games, they could be, they could prove to be tough, but I think Cal is due for a little bit of a rude awakening this season. And I also just don't think this is Fresno State's year in the Mountain West either. I think I'll start this one. I think the offense starts to click a little bit more in week 2. Malik Murphy, connects maybe with Riley Williams a bit, getting the tight ends involved. I've got a 31-14 win against the Bulldogs in Corvallis to start week 2. A lot of respect for Fresno State as a program. I just think it's kind of like a burn and turn year for them. I think they'll be back, and I think they'll be a good addition to Pac-12 proper once they're here. But I'm just not expecting a lot out of the Bulldogs this season. 31-14 win, Beavs. JP, let's go to you next.
Yeah, I think they're in a bit of a rebuild. They lost a bunch of their offense, really. I think they lost 3 or maybe even 4 of their top wide receivers from last season. They now have veteran EJ Warner at quarterback. They've got a new coach. Their coach is a guy who focuses on the run. I think this will be a test for our defense just to see where we're at in stopping the run. Yeah, I will imagine that without much experience at wide receiver, they're going to try to do what they can on the ground. And I would love to see how the defense reacts, because I think last year there were times where we played a bit on our heels, and this will be maybe the first true test with a Bray-led defense that they have to actually show a bit of stoutness. That being said, I got us winning 28-17. I think this is one of those games where we are a very balanced approach on offense, very consistent. I don't think that there's going to be too sloppy of drives or turnovers. I don't think there's going to be too many big plays for Fresno State either. But I'd love to see how we stop the run. And I think this will tell us a lot about how the rest of the season goes. But yeah, I think I got us with a pretty solid victory, 28-17.
Yeah, so I think that JP, you're right. Like, this is the spotlight should be on the defense in this game. EJ Warner is susceptible to turnovers, so that's what I would like to see out of anything in this game, is to see our defense get a couple takeaways. A couple picks would be really nice. You mentioned their coach, first year, came from North Dakota State, which would be interesting to see because he was really successful at North Dakota State, but he definitely didn't face an environment like what he'll face at Reeser. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets his team up. As you mentioned, they don't have any receivers or any high-level receivers from the team last year that's coming back. Again, pointing to some significant advantages for the defense. They do have a lot of players in their defensive secondary that are coming back. So again, I think this game, you're going to have to lean on Hank. It's going to be a slow, grinded out game. I think Oregon State wins this game 17-7. And again, really important game. If we can start out 2-0, that's huge. It gives you a little bit of buffer for what's coming up in the schedule.
Nice. Well, all 3 of us in lockstep here. 2-0. This is where that might change. A very highly anticipated trip to Lubbock. This has been a non-conference game that's been on the schedule for some time that people have been able to get excited about. JP, let's start with you on this one. Week 3, Oregon State travels to middle of West Texas, heart of football country, for a date with the Red Raiders. What do you have happen?
I won't take too long with this. I think that this is a game that we make it close, but we let it slip. We make it interesting, tie it late, or they tie it late, but Texas Tech pulls away and with a field goal towards the closing moments of the game, winning 27-24. I just think that defensively they're too strong. I know there's like a lot of new pieces in the works for Texas Tech, but if we're leaning on our run game up until this point, it's going to be really, really, really difficult for us to get anything going on the road against their defensive front.
Yeah.
So they also, if we're playing from behind, they also have a very, very good like pass rush on that defensive front, and it's it's going to be a big test for a rebuilt offensive line.
Totally.
And a new quarterback in a new system. So, I mean, it all depends. Like, I do have us losing this just barely. And the reason it's just barely is because if we can establish any sort of ground presence, then I think that takes the edge off of Murphy, choose clock. So we make sure that the defense isn't, going to have to be on the field for, dozens of minutes during the game. And yeah, like that would be the only way we can maybe win that. But like, as long as their defense isn't really clicking yet with all the new pieces. But other than that, I think it's going to be tough sledding on the road.
Yeah.
Right. Benny.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jay. I think this game is going to end up in L. I think this game could potentially get pretty ugly. I don't think it's not out there in the ethosphere right now that Texas Tech was one of the biggest spenders in NIL. They put an estimated $10 million into their NIL collective to get players. In the transfer portal, they were the clear winners in the transfer portal this year. And with the transfer portal, you never know, right? Like, you could have a team like Oregon last year that took a while to really get things going. You hope that you catch Texas Tech sort of slumping in the beginning of the season, getting used to the new system, getting used to playing with, the new players. But as JP, you alluded to, their defensive line is really tough. Our offensive line is really inexperienced. They also have a really strong secondary, and we have a quarterback who I'm very excited for, and I think will do really well in the first 2 games. But the one knock on Malik is that he is prone to turnovers and not making good decisions under pressure. I think that Malik has a really tough game in Lubbock. I can see him throwing 3 picks in this game. It is going to be hard to get Hank going. I'm going to have us losing 31-14 in this game. Texas Tech is ranked 22 going into the season. I think that they're
the darkest
being overlooked.
prediction. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this game
too.
really could get ugly.
Also, of Oregon State's entire schedule, Texas Tech is the only team with a player who has cracked top 10 in Heisman odds in their quarterback, Behren Morton. I believe Behren is how you pronounce his first name. It's spelled Behren. Might be Barrett. I don't know. If you're going to name your kid Behren, just give him the same name as Baron Davis. Yeah. Same spelling as Baron Davis. And then he'll be the Baron Davis of course, whatever. Behren Morton is kind of on the out, around like kind of that 9, 10, 11 Heisman odds range. So there's a test for you defense. And like both of you said, this D-line's absolutely stacked. David Bailey and Lee Hunter are both potential first-round picks that Draft Twitter is very obsessed with right now. I think we make it interesting. I think we play from behind and come back and lose 28-35. So all of us here, 2-1. Losing in Lubbock.
Boring.
Our history on when we go east during the non-conference slate is not in our favor. And I think that holds up here. I'll start with the game against Oregon because I know I'm going to be the biggest asshole here. Given my history on this show, I'm saying this not because I want it to happen, but I'm saying it because if I say it will happen, it will vastly decrease the chances of it happening, and maybe the opposite will happen. The opposite will happen. So therefore, against those fucks Oregon in week 4, I have us losing 41-10 in hopes that the opposite will happen. The opposite. 41-10 loss, but opposite. This concludes my analysis of week 4 against the Oregon Ducks. You guys know me. I'm the one who has like tried to say nice things about Oregon football on this podcast. I'm just not going to fucking do it anymore. It's not going to fucking do it anymore.
How dare you?
I've said like this player is good, and you guys have been like boo, as you should. I'm not gonna say who's good. I'm not gonna say what's good. I'm not gonna compliment any schemes or anything. What else? Fuck them so hard they beat us 41-10. But maybe the opposite. Benny, Civil War week 4 at Autzen.
Yeah. I also don't think that we're going to win this game. I think we make it close at the end, 24-21. I think our defense shows up, but it's going to be tough sledding for our offense in Autzen with a relatively inexperienced offensive line. Again, it's not as early in the season. I think we played in week 3 last year, and Oregon had seemed to figure it out between week 2 and week 3. So you hope you catch them slipping, potentially overlooking this game, because I think they have a game against Northwestern before the game against Oregon State, but they're getting ready for conference play, and I don't think they're going to view us as a threat, which I think is a good thing for us. But yeah, it's going to be tough. And that's what I mean. Like, that's why the games against Cal and Fresno State are important, right? Because these 2 games against Texas Tech and Oregon for those 2 weeks are probably the toughest schedule that anybody has. Yeah. But 24-21.
Dante Moore sucks. He's going to suck all season long. He is going to cave as soon as he's got to play from behind. He's going to make a few bad throws. One of them is going to land in the hands of Kobe Singleton, who's going to take it to the house.
Yeah.
And as we know, he has never lost a football game when he has scored a pick six. So on that note, I think that it's going to be a very interesting dichotomy between the Dante Moore poor decision-making and level of play and the Malik Murphy game of his life.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
And it's going to be a massive signature win for the direction of this Bray-led program. It's not going to be a blowout. It's still going to be close. But Beavs, hang on.
150-0, the ideal victory.
They get a hole in one. No, it's 24-21. Beavs.
Okay, so the same scoreline as Benny, but on the right. 24-21. I like this. Because then JP will get to come on the podcast and be like, I knew I was right.
I knew I was right.
And
I still say that.
Right.
I'll make you guys forget whatever the outcome was and just make you believe me.
I'll be so happy to be wrong on week 4 Civil War. Big 12 opponent coming up after that. Sneaky Big 12 opponent. Houston, the Cougars were not very good last year. They will be coming off a bye in week 5, but there's not a ton of expectations with them this season. They're kind of toiling towards the bottom half of the Big 12 in terms of expectations. A little bit of turnover. I think when you think of Houston, you think of like Case Keenum setting the touchdown record and then just like airing it out. And that's just kind of not the Houston offense of now. I think that the defense is actually pretty good. I have us winning this game 20-13. Back in the win column. So I got us at 3-2 with a nice rebound win against a P4 opponent at Reeser.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. if you want to label them as such. I'm going to say
that's how they will be labeled.
I know. But yeah, I mean, they do have a terrible offense they have on last season, like literally one of the worst ever. And then they have a new quarterback. So they're rebuilding that entire side of the ball. The defense wasn't bad. Like they were leading the Big 12 in a lot of different defensive metrics last season and brought back quite a few of those players. What I think is going to have to happen, though, is, again, same idea. Rattle the quarterback, rattle the inexperienced or not nearly as confident offense, make some big plays on defense. Skylar Thomas will have to probably step up for this one, and then just do your consistent balanced game plan on offense. Same as for the Fresno State game. Just hit them from every direction with any weapon we've got, keep them on their heels, and play solid, confidence rattling defense. And that will give us the edge. I have us winning 30-20.
Nice. I also think that this is a win. I think their quarterback play is going to be interesting because their transfer is coming from A&M. I don't know anything about their transfer quarterback other than that he's coming from A&M, which leads me to believe that he probably was a highly sought after recruit. But Houston has a sort of cakewalk at the beginning of their season, and coming as far, like we're traveling all over the place, right? So it doesn't seem that far. Houston to Corvallis.
They play Colorado. Are you taking a shot at Dion there, Benny?
I am.
There you go.
But Houston to Corvallis, I don't have Houston's schedule in front of me right now, but I would imagine that that's probably the furthest that they have to travel for a game.
It's at, where's Rice? They have to go to Rice.
Rice is in,
it's in, I know.
Yeah. Okay. I think
they do have to go to UCF. That's probably not farther.
Yeah, I think Corvallis is still further.
Yeah.
So
the West
this
is vast.
This will be their biggest test. And again, going into Reeser, it's a hornet's nest. I think Oregon State rebounds from a loss at Oregon with a pretty big win, pretty big exclamation point at the end of the win. I have them winning 31-7.
Fuck yeah.
I think the defense really shows up. I think we get a defensive touchdown in this game. And I think Malik Murphy has a pretty signature game here too. Their defense was good last year. Their secondary was questionable, and their secondary depth is very questionable. So if they suffer any injuries at all in their secondary at the beginning of the season, it could really be open season for Malik and the receivers.
Also, just to point out, this will be the first home game with students back on campus.
Good point.
Nice.
Yep.
It'll be buzzing. For sure. All right. Following that, we get to the midway point of the regular season with a road trip that I think a lot of people will be excited to take to beautiful Boone, North Carolina for a date with the Appalachian State Mountaineers, those of beating Michigan in 2007 fame. A Michigan team that turned out to be pretty garbage, but still that day looms large in the minds of college football fans everywhere. I'm excited about this. Just App State has always, just whenever it's on TV, it just looks cool. It's a beautiful, beautiful venue in a beautiful part of the country, but we're going there for a win. God damn it. App State has been struggling a bit like the last handful of years. Defense has been kind of a sieve. New head coach in Dowell Loggins, we'll see how he does. Well, I was a big fan of his work when he was with the Chicago Bears because they were pretty bad, and as a Minnesota Vikings fan, I enjoyed it. So this could very well work. I think this is going to be a tough year for them. There's not a lot of returning players, which that could be a good thing. It's a great fan base. It'll be a tough atmosphere to play in, but I think it's a game that we take control of. big Hank day, and we just kind of ride him to victory. I've got us winning this one 31-21.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be tougher than what it seems like. App State is predicted to finish about middle of the road in the Sun Belt. And like you said, they have a new coach coming in, but they also have an entire new coaching staff, some coming from South Carolina with but you have other coaches coming from Missouri, other coaches coming from Georgia Tech. It just like players have to mesh together, you have to have the coaching staff mesh together too. Their first year, I think, can be a little rough. We saw this with Bray and the staff last year, right? Like there were some bumps in the road. I think that we win this game, but it's going to be really close. I think 31-28 is what my final score is. I do think we rely on Hank a lot. I could see Hank going for 150 yards in this game.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a Hank solid game. I mean, this is grind it out, get out of there type victory. I do have us winning 34-16, but I think it's going to be on a kind of here's 19 straight runs. How can you stop it type?
Has that
gameplay.
ever worked before?
You know,
In
yes,
college, in modern
it
college
has.
football?
it has. And I think that's going to put Loggins in a situation where he's going to have to try to figure out how do I get these guys to respond. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a first-time head coach at like literally any level, and this is like my first time feeling exposed in a way.
All right.
So yeah, I think it's going to be run heavy. It's going to be, hey, they can't stop us. We're going for 6+ every carry. So let's just grind it all the way to the end zone.
Yeah. Could be a big Saladin a lot game too if the ground game's really really popping.
It will be interesting. Their quarterback just transferred from LSU, which is interesting.
Talk about a jump scare.
Boo. So I don't know what to expect with him. I mean, again, sort of back to, was it Houston's quarterback that transferred in from A&M? But another high caliber transfer coming in.
Right. Well, and Cal had the transfer from Ohio State, but he didn't really play at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Connor Wagman at Houston. Connor Wagman played at A&M, but he did not play well.
Okay.
Which is why he's at Houston. And those things, those adjustments
Life
can
comes
go
at
well.
you fast.
Let's snake draft this. JP, we'll start with you, but just to recap, that is a halfway point. Benny and I both have the Beavs at 4-2 after 6. JP, the lone wolf, with 5-1. JP, start talking about Wake Forest, and when I get back with a fresh beer, reveal your score for this game for us.
Okay. I will talk about it while you go get a beer on mute, taking your headphones off, leaving the... Anyways, October 11th, Wake Forest at home. Man, I think that these games are always tough for anyone to predict because you don't have a lot of history. You have a lot of unknowns about where's everything going to be at by the midpoint of the season. You have a lot of things about like, well, some teams have trouble when they have to travel west, and some teams don't get up for games like this, or some teams get really up for games like this. I honestly don't know how this game could go. I know that they're pretty overhauled in their program this year.
Yeah.
They were very bad last year, defensively especially. And I just don't know if they're going to bite on the whole, like, why are we here? This is too far from home. This is like not fun for us. Versus, are we going to bite and be like, they're far from home. We've got them. This is going to be too much fun to even care. I do think we'll win this game still, but it's going to be close. And I have us winning 28-24.
28-24.
And that is a score I think that could go either way, but I'd like to have us winning this game.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
Benny.
I think you'll have some Wazzu fans in the house seeing Jake Dickert come back to the Northwest, which I would love.
Cheering for us, hopefully.
For sure, cheering for us.
Yeah.
I think Wazzu's a little upset at Dickert. And rightfully so. I have us winning this game, and by quite a large margin. Wake Forest has the second easiest strength of schedule in the ACC. They're picked to finish 17th in the ACC, and they have an over-under of 4.5 games. Winning 4.5 games is their over-under. It seems like we're playing a lot of first-time coaches, at least first-time coaches at their program this year. And JP, you mentioned it, like Wake Forest is traveling across the country to play this game. I don't think Wake Forest shows up. I think we spank them, and final score being, I'll say 3-14.
I'm not trying to change your mind, but to elaborate it on your mindset is also mine, that I think it's going to be tough for them to go traveling to the West Coast inexperienced. But my hope is that our players and our coaches aren't sitting there going, this is going to be tough for them. And then they blow the game. That's where I'm the most concerned.
I would like to think that our players get up for any Power 4 opponent, but I see your point. I think that especially players that have been in the program for a while are going to feel slighted at any Power 4 opponent coming into Reeser. Or on the road, for that matter.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hopefully.
Not that this is maybe reading too much into the weeds, like when you start looking at the schedule, but the week before Wake Forest comes here, they play at Virginia Tech. Now, Virginia, North Carolina is not the same.
Enter Sandman.
Trip. Well, there's Enter Sandman, of course. And going to Virginia from North Carolina is not the same as going to Oregon from North Carolina. But Blacksburg, Virginia is a difficult place to get to no matter where you are coming from. Also, this is one where I'm like, it's just not that deep. Wake Forest is going to be bad. I think they're going to be fucking bad this year. I would take that.
They're going to be really bad.
That 4.5 win total.
They are the Purdue of the ACC.
Even if I'm mad or slightly disappointed in Dickert, because we were kind of like, when this realignment bomb was really going off, Dickert was the one talking about how stupid it was, and Jonathan Smith didn't say anything. So there's kind of like a bit of reverence for Dickert. And then he just bailed at the first opportunity he took. I actually kind of, I think the Wake Forest job is actually better than the Michigan State job in a lot of ways because of the absence of expectation. Anyway, some Wake Forest Twitter, I dare you to find me because I'm barely on Twitter anymore and I don't give a fuck. 37-13. This is going to feel like the Purdue game last year. I just don't have much expectation for the Deeks at all this season. There's a couple, there's the guy, Damon Claiborne's a talented running back. He can get loose a little bit, but this is a project that's going to take some time. And I do think Dickert is a good football coach, and some years down the line, maybe do we go there next year, or is there a year in between? We go there, we go to Winston-Salem at some point, and maybe they're good by then. I don't think they're going to be good this year. I think this is going to be a laugher with, of course, all the concerns that JP outlined. Like, I've seen that stuff come up around this team before. So that's, of course, within the realm of possibility. But I just think we absolutely roll in this game and roll into the next one as well. Who wants to talk first about the Lafayette Leopards?
Yeah. First of all, great name.
It's pretty
great
cool.
Mascot.
I've seen I went to Minnesota Gopher basketball game one time during college when I was home over Christmas break, and they're playing Lafayette. That's what I know.
Okay.
I think
that's Louisiana. I thought it was Louisiana Lafayette. The alliteration's cool. I thought it was Louisiana Lafayette. Like, oh no, the school's in Pennsylvania, and I was like, okay, that's different. So it's not the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah.
JP, would you like
the
to
Leopards
for this?
No.
One?
I just want to say that they should be changing their name to the Lafayette Leopard Leotards. Then you have alliteration, and then I really like it.
The Leopard Leotards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Think about
leaping leopards.
No, that sounds
leopards
like
leaping.
That sounds like create a team in college football 26.
Leopard Benny, would
Yeah, they're getting the full Weehage, 42-14.
There it is. We got one.
And I think they get 2 garbage time touchdowns. I really don't think that this game's going to be close at all.
Mm-mm.
We can attack
this
them
kind of feels
anyway
like
on defense.
Remember the year that we played Nicholls State after the Civil War because they couldn't get out of Louisiana? Well, it was Nicholls State at the time. It is now Nicholls. But at the time that game took place, they were Nicholls State.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
and now
we
they
will
lost
beat them-
any opportunity to get in the Pac-12 because they dropped State and they're not
Yeah.
Gonzaga.
Right, exactly. This kind of has that feeling for me. I don't know anything about the Lafayette.
The Leopard Leotards.
They're picked to
Leopard
finish near the top of the Patriot League.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife
that.
attended a Patriot League institution, American. So maybe
And-
she knows something about the Leopard Leotards. But
Ask her if she knows anything about Leopard
I don't-
Leotards. I bet you she does.
Okay. I'll do that later. I'll take a full WeHage for this one too. I'm just gonna copy
Whoa.
your scoreline, Benny. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's fine.
42-14 win. JP.
Fine. I'm going to do y'all one better. This is a just standard, like what should be week 0 matchup for a primed and ready Oregon State team
Yeah.
in mid-season form. It isn't going to be a full WeHage because Lafayette Leopard Leotards are only scoring 1 touchdown in garbage time, and it will be a 42-7.
You bring up a great point because normally you get these FCS games at the beginning of the season and you're sort of primed for an upset because you haven't really gelled into your season, gotten into mid-season form, but there's no reason this should be a close game at all. If this is a close game, shame on Bray for not getting them ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you adding points to yours?
No, 42-14.
42-14.
It will happen
Okay.
someday. And
Right.
this is the day.
And after that, first of 2 November meetings with the Cougs, Wazzu, the other half of the Pac-2 in the last year that we get Pac-2 championship opportunities. No, now it's a home and home in which is just a total microcosm of modern college football and where we are. But the first one's in Corvallis, damn it. I also don't think Wazoo's going to be that good this year.
No, I don't either.
They lost a
Unfortunately not.
lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's more fun when Wazoo's good. I loved watching them beat Washington last year.
Mhm.
And not even to get into like cheering for like whatever. No, it's not that. It's just fun to watch them, fuck up other teams' seasons and whatever. But I think they'll be plucky. I think they will, who else do they have on their schedule? They could mess up Virginia's season. You can always mess up Washington's season. They're not fucking serious. They lost a decent amount. Well, I don't know. We're not talking about those assholes though. With this first one, especially being in Corvallis, I got 33-16 Beavs. They'll coug it. They'll play hard. They're always going to play hard. I just, don't see it. Jimmy Rogers as a first-year head coach, and Pullman's got his work cut out.
Oh,
And
weird. Another new head coach.
Another new head coach. This one spent most of his time at South Dakota, or he played and coached at South Dakota State. And another great program, but it's going to be a feeling it out process. We're coming off a bye in this one, and they're coming off a game against Toledo, which hopefully they win in Pullman. But yeah, we're going to win this game. JP, let's go to you next.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a blowout. I mean, at home, Wazoo's still feeling things out. I feel bad for Washington State at this point because not only are they just going through, in a way, what we went through previously with somebody that seemed like a loyal head coach that was building something special, just turn their back, on a dime
for a shitty job.
But I think now the reason why I feel bad for Washington State and their fans is because they're in the thick of the transition to a new conference and don't have these gap years to get it ironed out. And then we got it ironed out right away
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah. And that played to our advantage so much. And it will show during this game. I think that just having a fairly beautiful November 1st and a very loud home crowd, not to mention the gelling of the team, whether it's recurring experience or some of the newcomers, it's going to be a blowout. And I I want to say, to be nice, 38-14, but I think I'm going to go 41-14.
Oh,
There you go. You know
Almost
what's
a full
unfair?
gauge.
We're coming off a bye both times we play them.
and they're
Yeah,
coming off of a bye the first time they play us too.
No,
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. They play Toledo before the first time, and they play at James Madison before the second time.
Well, ChatGPT is giving me the incorrect information.
ChatGPT is wrong occasionally.
It has them playing at
It's-
Virginia, then at Oregon State.
It's no belligerent predictions. No, they
Didn't
play
they
at Virginia.
Add something late, I believe, which is
This what I'm looking at is I'm looking at a magazine that's printed in fucking like May or June, so it couldn't have been that late. But that Toledo game looks like Toledo or James Madison both look like games that could have been added.
Yeah, I mean, James Madison doesn't even have
So-
a time or date yet.
Well, I have November 22nd for that. I don't have the time, but
Wow.
Anyway,
ESPN still has STVD. I guess
That is that's tough though. That's tough coming from Toledo back
Well,
home and then
no,
going
they'll-
to or
they
No,
they
at
play
home against
Toledo. At
Toledo.
home.
oh
they play at James
Toledo is in Pullman for
got it.
the week before the first time we meet. They play at James Madison on November 22nd before playing us again in Pullman on November 29th. But we have a bye on November 22nd.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So we are still on November 1st. Oregon State against Washington State in
Yeah.
Corvallis.
I think Oregon State wins this game 21-7, and I don't even think it's really going to be that close. Losing Cam Ward and then John Mateer back-to-back seasons is tough. It is going to be the homecoming for Jeremiah Noga, who is at Washington State now.
It's maybe their number one receiver.
I think he is. Made sense for him to
And
leave. I don't think there's.
I like Jeremiah. Yeah.
Me too.
Pull in for him. Just not on this day.
Yeah, I just don't think that they backfilled the positions of the players they lost with even close to the caliber of talent. I would argue that they have not a significantly easier schedule than us, but definitely an easier schedule than us. And their over-under is 5.5 wins. Man, I don't know. I think 21-7 is what I'll predict, but I think it could be worse for the Cougs.
What's our over under?
6.5.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I think is so low.
That is pretty low.
Yeah.
I'm taking the over.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I also took the over on number of hits I took when I used to smoke pot with Sammy Houston. Before Oregon State played Sam Houston State in Corvallis, baby. Sam Houston. They come to Corvallis. November 8th.
He's going to get so blazed.
I was looking. This is the first meeting ever between the two teams. This is the Beavers' first game ever versus a Conference USA opponent as well.
Really?
Interesting. Yes. According
that is interesting.
to
Regular season or all time?
I think all time. That's according to my guy Phil Steele. Oh, like an active.
Wasn't Cincinnati in
conference.
Conference USA when we played them?
I think they had moved to.
No, they just moved.
Were they in the
they-
American at that point?
They had just changed conferences, I thought.
Okay. Well, also people I've read.
So I remember
They
hating
don't
the
have-
idea that they changed conferences, and I didn't even really care about them.
Right. They didn't have Sam Houston State at the very bottom. They're expected to be better than teams like Delaware and Missouri State and Kennesaw State, but not as good as teams like FIU, Jackson State, UTEP, New Mexico State. And that's before you get to the cream of the Conference USA crop. This feels like a 45-18. I don't know how they get to 18, but
6
They
field
get
goals,
there.
baby.
6 field goals. 6 field goals. Big day for Sam Houston State kicker Christian Pavon.
I like
You
it.
didn't think you'd get a Christian Pavon Sam Houston State kicker take on the Belligerent Beavs podcast, but that's why you listen into minute 98 on this goddamn show.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking of kickers,
We are idiots, but
speaking of kickers, shout out to Alexis Cerna for leading his Corvallis Little League to the state tournament, by the way.
oh
hey,
shit.
That was fun. It was fun to watch them.
Oh.
They played on our home field for the state tournament this year. All the top state teams did for majors, and it was fun to bump into Alexis and watch his watch his oldest son play really well, play some good center field. So, Cerna family, well done. Alexis, great job.
Sam Houston State might also lead the nation in different days of the week they play on. They play games on Saturdays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays this season.
Tuesday games.
They have a Tuesday game at Louisiana Tech before they play us, so they don't be coming off a bye technically, but they'll be coming off of a week and a half.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
You got to diversify in this modern college football landscape.
Tuesday isn't just owned by Maction anymore. Conference USA is in on the Tuesday night college football
party
agenda. JP,
what game are we on?
Houston.
Oh, Sam
We're
Houston.
at Sam Houston State. Is it? Maybe it's just Sam Houston now.
Yeah,
Huntsville, Texas.
They dropped the state.
18,000.
They have lost their eligibility to ever apply or enter the Pac-12 unless their name is Gonzaga Houston or Sam Zaga. Then maybe we will take them.
Zaga.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's not in Houston, so that everyone knows it's not in Houston.
Sam, cousin of Gone, is not eligible for our conference, but they are going air raid with Phil Longo. I think that this will be a test for our secondary. I do. I don't think it's going to be close, but I think that there will be some big plays given up. I think that there's going to be a bit of tension on the defensive side of the ball, especially with Bray trying to get these guys ready to wrap up the regular season and not get caught off guard on play calling that's supposed to, expose them deep, and it will. And so I think if we can limit how bad those explosive plays are in the air, then it should be fine. If we get to the quarterback, then none of it matters. So I think those two things are the biggest indicators of really how the rest of the year beyond the regular season it will go for us. But I do have us winning 31-17. I just think that our depth and cohesiveness and experience by that point of the season is going to pay off, though I will tip my cap to the air raid attack because I do love a good raid.
You said 41-17?
31-17.
31-17. Okay. Benny.
Yeah. Man, how is our over under 6 games schedule we have? This is a win. I think that it's a chance for our defensive secondary to show out. I don't think their air raid's going to do much. I have this as a 28-7 win. I don't know what else to say. This game, like Lafayette, should be one that we have handily in the bag. I do think it could be a wet game. November in Corvallis. Could be a wet game. And if you have an air raid offense, that could be tough.
Say wet game one more time.
Game.
Yeah, I told you it was this essential podcast.
Game.
This is a game I might come to.
Wow. Did you really just do that on purpose?
No.
Never mind. All right.
I didn't.
This game could be really hard.
Yeah. It could be really hard, but I'm totally going to come to it.
This is... We're on game 11
it's
of
so
12
wet
in the predictions segment for sure.
Really wet.
I'm not even making this up. The next team we play is nicknamed the Golden Hurricane. I didn't mean to bring up sexual innuendo. That's Tulsa. That's the name of Tulsa's football team. Guess what? Okay, compose yourself. I am a professional podcaster. Benny, game number 11, Tulsa Golden Hurricane in Tulsa. Guess what? Another first-year head coach, Trey Lamb.
Another first-year head coach.
Played quarterback at Tennessee Tech, was the head coach at Gardner-Webb, was successful at Gardner-Webb. Now he's at Tulsa, a school with an enrollment of just over 2,000, which surprised me.
Wow.
One of the lowest of all D1. Tulsa, they sucked last year.
I don't think they're going to be much better this year.
Haven't been good in a while. We do play in Tulsa. because I can't make the Texas Tech game. You texted me months ago being like, hey, can we make this Texas Tech game work? And I was like, I don't know. You're like, oh, what road game do you think you could do? And I was like, how about Tulsa? And then I started looking up barbecue places in Tulsa, and there are a lot of good ones. So I think the good people of Tulsa could show us a great time. And I've heard sneaky good things about the city. I have not heard any sneaky good things about the football team. Benny, what is your prediction for this game against the Golden Hurricane?
I think this is close. I think we're going to come off a couple games just feeling ourselves. We haven't, according to my predictions, we haven't had a loss since the September Oregon game. We are feeling
Same
ourselves.
with mine.
And I think we overlook Tulsa because Tulsa should be an easy win, but I have us winning this game 28-24. Going to have to rely on Hank a lot this game.
JP.
I think it'll be a very wet, hard game that I'm not going to come to. But
come on.
I know.
Come
I can't make it. I can't
Tulsa
do it.
has an airport, I think.
I would hope so. It is 2025.
Maybe not. City population on this guide.
Maybe Tulsa they don't. Does. Do you guys know what you call a baby? Yes, it does. Do you know what you call a baby lamb?
A tray lamb?
A lamb chop.
No, you call it a lamb. So, tray lamb is like a baby lamb because that's what a baby lamb is called, is lamb. And he's too new, too unready, too early in his instillment of his philosophies and program to the football team. And so I think that the only thing that's going to make this difficult is going to be the fact that it's on the road, mid-November in Tulsa. It can be wet. It could be sleety. And it's going to be just a not perfect football environment for a road team especially. So I still have us winning. I do have us winning. Their defense isn't great. I like the stability of our offense. I honestly think that this is going to be the biggest, not this game, but the fact that our offense is so well balanced is going to be the biggest factor of success for us this season. I think there's a lot of ceiling on the defensive side. There's also a very deep floor when you look at the talent there. But if the offense can just do what they're capable of doing with the weapons that they have, we will win games like this that would normally be very difficult for us to lean on a defense for. And I still have us winning this one 28-10.
Sweet. I have 33-10. Nothing else to add. I'll let you know if I go.
By this point, where do you guys have us ranked? Not that rankings really matter, but I'm curious.
I don't think there's any way we're getting more respect beyond that unless we beat Oregon or Texas Tech.
I don't think that will be ranked. I think that there's too much there's a lack of respect
bias
for our program. Yeah.
We have us at 9-2. Benny and I have us at 9-2 right now. JP, you have us at 10-1 with a win against Oregon.
I think we'll crack 25 if we
beat
win
Oregon
at Tulsa
for sure.
And have beaten Oregon.
Yeah.
But I think after beating Tulsa, we'll crack 25.
If we beat Oregon, we could get ranked early.
So, JP, what you have is you have a close loss at Texas Tech and then a win against Oregon. Another couple wins after that, I could see them being ranked, but it would probably be a slow climb beyond that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have 10-1 those games.
10-1 with a win against Oregon, I wouldn't be super shocked if I saw as high as 12, but probably not.
No, not with the strength of schedule and all the teams are.
Well, you would need
beating.
I don't know.
I would think
Cal's
16.
good. Maybe Houston's good.
Because I'm trying to think
I would say if
Boise State teams that were 10-1 in past 16.
9-2, I think you're in the 20 to 25 area. 10-1 with a win against Oregon, I think you're definitely double digits, but you're a little bit ahead of 20. And I think I wouldn't bet on it being something like 12, but I wouldn't be shocked. I would be shocked if it's anything better than that.
Here's the thing, though.
I think if we got to win against Oregon at this point in the season, then that would change the conversation. I think we would jump a lot.
Another way that it's
Yeah,
And
I think that
and
playing early.
if Houston goes on to have a respectable season
Yeah.
in the Big 12, that
Houston
matters
could.
too.
That's true.
So it's
And Texas Tech.
yeah, Texas Tech needs to be good. Fresno being all right would help things.
Outside of Oregon and Texas Tech, there's just not really
Enough to push
No.
the
yeah.
Like
conversation.
Tulsa is projected to finish last in the American. Cal's projected to finish like 15th in the ACC. Wake Forest is projected to finish like 16th in the ACC. No one's watched Lafayette football play. Sam Houston used to be named state, but he's not anymore. And he doesn't even live in Houston.
No. Where does Sam Houston live?
Huntsville.
Oh.
We're hunting for respect, and it's not nowhere to be found.
Not here,
Again,
not on this pod.
You gotta run the table, which none of us have us doing. Maybe it could happen. We got one more regular season game to talk about. It's Wazzu again.
Wait, we
Thanksgiving
already did them.
weekend on the
Just kidding.
Palouse. We're coming off a bye again, and they're not. They're coming off a trip to James Madison, which is
Woo!
not in the Pacific Northwest.
It's pretty far.
I smoked pot with Jimmy Mads. Jimmy
Jim
Mad
Mads,
Dog
Ketterling.
what's up, dude?
and Sloan Ketterling. Right, it was right after he played Johns Hopkins.
Wow.
Yeah, Wazzu on this game being the last regular season game of the season and on the Palouse change anything? Could this be, a more inspired Wazzu unit?
No.
I guess I'll go first. I'll say we win this game 20-17. It's going to be lower scoring. It's going to be colder. It's going to be close. That those Coug fans will be out there for it. They're insane. They're crazy. They live for this shit.
I love them.
But I think we'll pull this out. So I've got us beating Wazzu 20-17 in the death of November to finish 10-2 in the regular season. JP, what do you got for this?
My heart or my head? I don't really know how to answer either way. But
Heart.
my heart or head.
Wait, were we supposed to be using our heads this whole time?
Did you tell me to use my heart? Okay, so I'm going to say, just for the poetry, we lose this game 23-30. And the only reason I want to do it this way is that we tie Wazzu for co-Pac-12 champions in the final season of a Pac-2, and we just hold hands in celebration after the game that we made it through to the other side.
Right. Maybe we all ride in a Uber to Seattle together and take a shit on the Space Needle.
Yeah, right on top.
And then,
Yeah.
but that's kind of far, so maybe we'll just go to the Coug and have a couple beers.
And plan to do it next time.
That's a very sweet way of putting it, JP. Benny, give me something better than that.
Yeah, I think this actually might be a game that I go to. I think Oregon State wins this, and I think I had them winning 17-7 at home against Wazzu. I think they win this game 31-24. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's more of a higher or a bigger win than that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think that Wazzu is going to be coming off a loss at James Madison. I think they have a relatively difficult end of the season schedule, if I'm not mistaken. But I think Wazzu is going to be a little demoralized. And I think Oregon State, they're 9-2 coming into this game. I think that there is a lot on the line for them now. They're definitely not going to have a college football playoff spot on the line, but it could be the difference between going to like the Vegas Bowl and the Holiday Bowl, which there's a big difference there. So I think Oregon State's going to be really locked in. Wazzu, you might have some players that have given up on the season. First-time head coach might not know how to deal with that very well, although not first-time actual head coach, but first-time head coach in this program. Yeah. 31-24. Win.
Well, you guys, we all have us going 10-2.
About right. Suck it,
Sounds
Vegas.
about right. Suck it, Vegas.
I
Yeah.
just don't understand.
If us
I don't understand.
experts can predict in unison 10 wins, where are they getting 6.5 from?
I don't know where they're
Assholes.
coming up with 6 losses on this schedule. I mean, I could. Okay, so let me ask you guys this:
Well, so it's
out of
5
the games
losses.
that you predicted that we are
If
going
it's-
to win, it would be okay. Good point.
Right. Or 5 or 6.
Out of the games that we predicted to win, what are two that you guys would see us the highest percent chance of losing?
I mean, Texas Tech and Oregon.
No, but I mean, out of the ones that you picked that we would win.
I think that to cheat, you could say both Wazzu games. Like Wazzu could be surprise. So I'll say at Wazzu, at App State, just because of the way this team seems to struggle while traveling, which like is like across generations, no matter who's coaching it and no matter who's.
Wait, I already said that we're going to lose at Wazzu.
Yeah, but
I know
out of the games that you picked us to win.
The games that you predicted us to win, what are you like most close to like flipping to an L?
Oregon and Cal.
Houston, maybe. I just don't respect Cal greatly. Sorry, Calgorithm, that I'm not sorry.
Are you saying you agree with Aaron Rodgers' recent comments that he's surprised and thinks that the Cal football program should just be shut down?
What? That's what he said?
I don't agree with that.
He's such an asshole.
I was waiting to be like, oh my God, do I agree with Aaron Rodgers on something? God, no, please. That should just be shut down. No. Also, so I do have us in the Holiday Bowl and I have us beating the U, Miami.
Damn, that would be a fall from grace for Miami.
35-23. I don't think Miami's going to be that great this year.
Really?
But also, I mean, they
have Carson Beck as their no. Who's their quarterback?
They do have Carson Beck as their quarterback.
It is Carson Beck.
I have them missing the college football playoff. You got to put them somewhere.
Yeah,
so
true.
A Holiday Bowl against a team that's 10-2. I have us beating them, but they're not going to give a shit. We might not give a shit.
Carson Beck's not playing.
Carson Beck's not. If it's a Holiday Bowl, Carson Beck's not playing the Holiday Bowl. I have us winning 35-20.
Okay.
If any of you want to throw a last ditch bowl game on there, feel free.
No, I didn't even predict a bowl game. Though
we normally predict bowl games.
I know, but I just felt like it's such a hard. And honestly, I don't even know affiliations or anything in that at this point. Like
they're the same.
It's all the Pac-12 affiliations.
I know, but still, they still have the ability to pick.
They can change. Yeah, they can pick and choose.
I would say that Beavs beat Maryland in the Emerald Bowl.
Yeah, let's go.
Shades of 07.
Yeah,
by the same score, 21-14.
Yeah, I was there. It was very fun.
With us fumbling
your
the ball
is fucking insane. It's crazy.
It's only insane for certain things that end up being not very helpful in a lot of lines of work. Except
incredibly
for
helpful here.
Remembering games with your friends. That was again the winning touchdown, I believe, was Ev going towards the end zone and then fumbling it, but James Rodgers recovering it in the end zone. Yeah, which is just a weird way to score a touchdown.
And it was a very slow game and very
It was
weird.
not a very good game. It was at Giant Stadium, right?
Yep. Yeah. And like,
was there a splash hit?
No, but like the end zone, I think they changed how the layout would be at any other football games played thereafter because the end zone ran right up against the left field wall.
Right.
Like
they had the left field wall was padded, unlike when Northwestern's playing at Wrigley Field where it's just brick.
Dude, Minnesota, the Gophers played Northwestern at Wrigley this year, and I kind of want to drive down for it just to see what it looks like. But I remember the way they had it set up at what is now Oracle Park. Was then referred to as AT&T Park.
Maybe even SPC's Park then.
They had both, like the Beavs and the Terps were on the same sideline.
Yeah.
And there was just like there's like some cattle guard in between, but they're just talking shit to each other the whole game.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough room on the other end.
For the bleachers they put in because they sold more tickets than they could really fit bleachers and team on the other sideline.
So there is just a fucking shabby fence down the middle of the 50-yard line and very competitive 18 to 22-year-old men on either side.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, right?
I think that every team should shift their field away from the student section and then put both teams on the sideline together next to student section.
Shift them away from the other section and towards the student section, so the students can just talk shit to the others.
Yeah, you move the field away from the student section.
Right, so the players would be right up next to the student section.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the two games that I think we have the highest chance of losing that I predicted as wins would be Houston and at App State. The front
two games
part of
after Oregon.
I picked us to lose to Oregon.
I know, but those are the two games so that's the
directly after Oregon.
Further
establishes
the front loaded nature of the schedule is after Oregon, it's Houston, and after Houston, it's App State.
Honestly,
so
if
you're
we're
3-3 after 6, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, if we're
or
3-4,
if things go really bad.
Yeah, if we're 3-3 after 6, I'm happy. Honestly.
If we're 3-3 after 6, I won't be too worried.
Yeah. And so so I picked us to go 10-2. I think that we play in the Alamo Bowl against Arizona, where we basically have a full old Pac-12 schedule. Games against Cal, Oregon, 2 against Wazzu, and 1 against Arizona. Could be Arizona State. Arizona State's going to be
and future
Pac-12
Pac-12 member Sam Houston State when they add State back to it, just so that they can get in the Pac.
And real future Pac-12 member Fresno State.
That's true.
Yeah.
And potentially Texas Tech. Now I'm just
and real future returning Pac-12 member Cal.
Yeah,
Cal. It is going to be very funny when Cal begs to get back in the Pac-12. It's pretty inevitable. And
it has to be, right?
That's going to be the greatest month of podcasting that this show ever sees, because we're just going to roast Cal the whole month.
Yeah.
There's going to be such funny signs in the crowd.
Right.
Just say no.
Right. I can't wait. Because it's going to happen. It has to happen. It's been foretold. Man.
Do you think Stanford would come with them, or do you think Stanford would just be like, nah, we don't need a football program?
I think there's a chance.
No. There's no
I think
chance.
there's a chance. I agree with you. I don't think it's likely. I think there's a chance.
I think
you
that
think
they would rather
stay in the ACC?
No.
And be with the more academically.
They'll go independent or go Big Ten. Period.
I don't think Stanford wants to ever admit it made a mistake. I would say Andrew Luck would probably tell you that he would like to be in the Pac-12.
I think that Stanford would, if Stanford had stuck around, they would have, if they had never left, they would have rode out even the new Pac-12 and stuck it through. But for them to go to their board and everybody else donor-wise that's involved and say, we're moving back to the Pac-12 here, the teams that are in there, the universities that are a part of that conference, they would get laughed out of the building.
Yeah.
For better or worse. So there's no way they're coming back, but they would have stayed had they had stayed.
Yeah.
I guess the right way to put it.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. But
fuck
the whole
them.
Thing's dumb. But, hey, we got 11 win seasons across the board. Some pretty fun scorelines here. Some pretty fun predictions. So I just want to raise a toast to the eventual 11-2 finishing 2025 Oregon State Beavers and National Coach of the Year Trent Bray.
Let's go.
Cheers to the Beavs. Cheers to football. And just having this.
So I can't wait.
Cheers to you guys. It's fun doing this with you. I'm glad we're back for a 5th year. I'm not really surprised that we've done this 185 times now, but it still is kind of like alarming when you think about it and how most podcasts die by episode 4. And
yeah, this is our cry for help. Please.
This is
someone listening.
Someone
please end this. But shout out to all of you for listening. We're very happy. Happy football, a happy life. Cheers to you. And yeah, it's going to be a fun and prosperous year of Oregon
we never
State
even talked
athletics.
about NIL stuff. We'll have to tease that for our next episode.
There's a lot. All right. Welcome to the 3rd hour of this episode. NIL, good thing, bad thing, explosive
big changes for collectives at Oregon State.
What do you guys think we should do about money and stuff and collectives and stuff? I have zero energy for this now, but
we can't do it now. We will do it.
Week.
Yeah.
because we're gonna try to have one more episode before the Cal game.
We'll try.
We're gonna try.
Yeah.
And we can't promise we'll try, but we promise we'll try to try.
Yeah, we're
And that
promising that we're
trying
thinking
might
about
net.
trying.
We're starting to possibly think about maybe coming back to once a week. But yeah, we can't leave you all out in the cold like this. We've heard from you. Like where the
We
fuck
hear
where
ya.
the fuck is
Yeah,
Babies
we're
are back.
here.
We hear
We
you.
ain't,
Babies
no,
are
we ain't
back.
no courtroom yet.
To stay. Not
Oh.
yet. Not yet. Inevitable though.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Remember the episode the gang goes to court
Yeah, I
and people
about
thought that one of us like got like arrested?
Not yet.
No. Well, yeah, we've got a pretty good record in terms of the Pac-12 and Oregon State and Washington State in court. So
Yeah.
I think the history shines well on all legal proceedings.
We'll just get real belligerent.
Be that as it may. It's a belligerent manifesto. It's the Belligerent Beavs podcast episode 185, the 5th annual predictions
Belligerent
episode,
year.
filled with full weehages and lots of good cheer that we will celebrate at the 5th annual Belligermus in whatever way we celebrate Belligermus.
Oh, should trademark that.
It still happens. So whether it's on a Twitter space or not, Belligermus is
Guys, I'm trademarking
birth
Belligerent
of-
now, and guess what? We will have it in 3 years.
Hell yeah. But we'll celebrate it 3 more times before that trademark comes through. If the ChopEm trademark timeline is any indication.
I meant to print off. Damn it! I meant to print off the certificate and hold it up.
That can just be like the episode art, maybe, if we want to start adding that to the repertoire, like thumbnails. I don't know.
Oh,
We
I
have
want to give you
thumbnails.
more to do. JP.
We have thumbnails. Have you seen?
I know,
our,
but we have more. But
is
we
our
get like
thumbnail
a
going to be like
different thumbnail
thumbnails gonna be us
predictions?
like, oh,
or a thumbnail of my thumbnails after I get a manicure.
oh, just like your thumb. Just our
Yeah, we
thumbnails
could
just
do
be our
that.
thumbs every week. Yeah, like that. It's a good tracking mechanism to see who
It's
has.
meta.
Yeah, but also just to see who has got
Who's got
takes
the sexiest
good care
thumbs?
of themselves.
good looking thumbs.
Sexiest
Yeah.
thumbs to
Yeah.
bring to the
Who's
wet
the most
game?
belligerent thumb. You can't trademark belligerent thumbs.
No.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not an article of clothing.
Yeah.
Thumbs can just be belligerent in behavior. That's how adjectives work.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, from all of us here at Belligerent Beavs, thank you for listening to this, the 5th annual predictions episode, the kickoff episode of season 5 of the Belligerent Beavs podcast, and episode 185 of the Belligerent Beavs podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. Can't wait to see you at Reeser for raves at Reeser this
Yes.
season, whether they're officially sanctioned or not. We're going to make them happen. Please like and subscribe, rate and review wherever you get your podcast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars only. Take a minute out of your day to share the show with a friend, especially friends who may have forgot about us over these last 6 weeks.
What?
Let them know we're back. The babes are back.
I'm here.
back.
I'm back.
We're so back. We're with more predictions, and it's more belligerent than ever. And we can't wait to spend this football season with you. My name is Terry Horseman, at Terry Horseman on most social media channels, and at Terrence Horseman on Instagram.com. Follow me everywhere you want to or don't. I don't really care. Joined as I always am by my best friends from college, Benjamin Lawrence, Sebastian Weehage, aka Benny Bedlam, because he's fucking crazy, folks, aka Benny Bull Game, aka Benny Blastoff, aka Benny Burner. You can follow him at Benny L1986 across platforms. And the man not behind the ones and twos, steering the ship, keeping us pointed in the right direction, it's JP Bertram. That's at the Trial J on Twitter. Still? Whatever, it's still fun to say. That's at the _Trial_J, because he's too Trial to be real, and at JP Bertram on Instagram. Follow us, for gosh darn sakes, at Bellig Beavs on Twitter, belligerentbeavs.gobeavs.bsky.go.drunk. Belligerent, whatever. We're on fucking Blue Sky. You can find
Be
us if you
careful.
want to there. We're on a shitload of other social media channels that people get mad about just because we registered for an account on it because we don't know what social media thing people are coming to. So just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. We have an account on a thing because it exists and it's there. So you can find us on it. Red Note, Blue Note, One Fish, Two Fish. We don't look at why we should or shouldn't be on it. We just have the account. Belligerent Beavs, at Belligerent Beavs, at Belligerent Beavs, belligerentbeavs.com, belligerentbeavs.com/merch. Buy some dope shit to get ready for football season. All of last year's Pac-12 championship gear is still available, as is many of the other dope merch drops. And we'll probably have some shit up our sleeves. Speaking of dope merch, speaking of drip,
It's gonna be belligerent as shit.
drip. There's gonna be a drip drop at some point.
It's gonna be
So yeah,
so wet.
Belligerent, keep your eyes peeled and locked on belligerentbeavs.com/merch. And remember, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter what they take away, you certifiably cannot trademark ChopEm, because we already did. And you can't spell it without hope neither. So ChopEm.
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 And baby's back, baby.
We are so back.